Today we're going to have a look at a towable one-man lift. Now this is a great item that you can tow around and use yourself without needing the need for delivery. It needs a 2-inch ball to tow it on the back of a pickup truck or larger vehicle, not a car or SUV, only because it needs some height. And this can be used for pretty well anything, changing lights and poles, putting up Christmas lights, putting up lights around your house. Any areas you have to get up high enough. It's 39 feet to your feet, so add another 6 feet as we've mentioned before, so you're going to be able to reach about 46 feet with this item. And if you look at the website, you'll see the drawing on where you can reach, how far over, how far up, which is very helpful before you even plan to use any of these lifts. Now this what I want to go over here is some of the basics of this piece of equipment and some of the do's and don'ts that come up. It is by no means a full instruction on how to use this piece of equipment. That should come personally by when it's rented, and also the safety requirements as well, so that you're well familiar with them. But there are some basics that you need to know. It'll be helpful when you if you're using the machine, and you may have forgot a few of the points that you're shown when you rent the piece. Now, can go on the highway. It does have highway tires on it. Obviously, you want to keep the speed down to 80 or 100 kilometers per hour. The machine weighs about 4,000 pounds, so consider that in the area you're going to go to. Obviously, hard surfaces are much better. Dry surfaces, asphalt, concrete, stone. I'd be very careful when you start getting off-road type things and onto dirt, unless it's very solid. These pads, I'll show you in a minute, do go down, but if you're in a softer area, you might think about having some larger pieces, maybe of 2 or 3 foot square plywood, half, 3/4 inch thick, to put down so that you can spread the weight. The pads must be on a firm surface before you attempt to elevate. This is one thing that some people don't consider. These must be down and not on a log, not on a unsafe or something that's going to move on you. You could jerk in the bucket and all that, and you don't want this thing sliding off any kind of surface that you're going to want to support yourself with. Otherwise, obviously, the worst could happen. It could tip over. You could tip into something. This is used a lot for trees. Sometimes trying to reach into different areas becomes a problem. So don't put yourself in an unsafe situation. And as well, it can be used on slopes, and it'll self-elevate, it'll self-level. Now, just to show you a couple of things, you'll put the key in, you'll turn the machine on. There's a toggle switch, which a lot of people, and this control board here is the same as which is in the bucket. There's a toggle switch that directs the power to lower your pads and to operate the machine in this lower panel. The toggle switch goes up, and in this case it's a blue color, to operate from the bucket. Common error that people will all have it down, then jump in the bucket and nothing works because they haven't directed the power to the bucket. So if we put this switch down, we've put our machine roughly in the area that we want to put it, you can lower your pads. Now, you'll lower all 4 of these roughly within maybe 6 inches, 4 or 5 inches from the ground. I'll show you here. So you might lower it about that far. Then you'll lower your other 3 the same. And then there's another switch on this panel which you would push down. You'll hear just the motor running. But once you've got all the 4 pads down, roughly the same as this, you'll press this other toggle switch, which operates all 4, and will take them all down equally and lift the machine up. Now, you only have to lift the machine up so the tires are just maybe 4 or 5 inches off the surface. You don't have to have it way up in the air. And all that's happening is that it's leveling the machine, because nothing's going to operate unless the machine's level. So there are some leveling tubes here, like bubble levels for both directions. And those bubble levels must be in the proper position between the lines, the bubble, like any bubble level you would use, before you operate the lift. It will not operate until it's level. Or if something got shifted while you're using it, it will stop being able to be operated. So you must be on a level surface. So once you have the machine down, it is lifted and it's level, you'll then take that toggle switch and you'll put it up, and that would control the basket if you got into the basket and started operating the lift. Now, this lift can be operated from these controls down here. Each boom can be lifted up, out, and in any position that you want. But obviously right now it's not going to operate because we don't have all 4 legs down in the machine level. Now there is also another thing to be aware of, is there's a parachute shown on this scale, and there's a check mark. You must hold the check mark down and then operate the controls that you want to use for the lift, up, in, out, and that's a safety feature, so that you got to have that down. You can do it with one hand, but safely use it with 2 hands and then operate which feature you want. That is in the bucket as well. So you must hold the check mark and then operate the function that you want. Also be aware that everything must be in and compacted before you can lift the arms back up, the stabilizing arms. So everything has to be retracted and sitting down into its carriage. There's a safety pin to put in inside there for towing, but it must be right down and the bucket moved right in before you can lift up your arms to pack it up to tow. So up in your bucket, remember about the check mark. And also down here, like I was mentioning, there's a parachute. If you hold the check mark and the parachute at the same time, just like kind of the parachute gives you an idea that it's coming down. And that is an emergency lowering. If somebody's stuck up in the bucket and you've got a problem, then you can press the check mark and the parachute toggle switch at the same time, and that will bring everything down. It's not going to retract things, it's just going to bring everything down so that the person can get out of the bucket. That's a safety feature. Now, also, I just wanted to mention that when you do have all the arms down and the machine is lifted and elevated and level, all the lights, there's 4 lights, 5 lights here, they will all be on, and then you know that you're level. Then you can go to the bucket and operate. If one light is out, you've got to find out where you're unlevel before you go up. So that's the purpose of the lights that is on this panel here, which is really just to operate the 4 pads. So when you're all done, pack it all up, bring everything in, move your arms back right up individually with each toggle switch, and make sure you turn your key off and there's no power, and you're ready to go. Now also on these machines, there's a charge. It's electric. Okay, everything's operated by the batteries. So if you're going to use the machine another day, or you've been using it quite a bit, then plug it into a normal outlet so that it can charge the batteries. And that's a good idea. If you're using it for one day and you're going to go use it the next day, plug it in every day for the batteries. And that's just a good overview of what that machine lift is for, and some of the safety features you need to be aware of. But again, get full instruction when you rent it, and also mention what job you're kind of doing, and even take some pictures when you come in to see the rental store, and then you'll have a good idea to make sure that it'll do the job for you. And this is something else that I hope will help you do your job safely and easier. And until next time, don't forget to subscribe.